What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with my latest episode of Ego's Matchmakers. In this segment, try to give you guys some potential fights, some fights that I would make if I was the promoter. And again, I try to keep it as realistic as possible, not have Golden Boy versus Top Rank, because as of right now, they don't do business together. So in this edition, for the main event, I have Marcos Maidana and Robert Guerrero. I know this is going to be controversial. Some people would be like, why the fuck did I pick Robert Guerrero? Why does he come off a loss against Floyd Mayweather and immediately get a title shot? And arguably, he ducked Keith Thurman because they presented a fight. Golden Boy offered Robert Guerrero a fight with Keith Thurman, and he chose not to fight Keith Thurman, and instead they fought Jesus Soto Caras, Team Thurman. Multiple reasons. Really, with this matchmaking, I'm really taking it serious, and I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. Not only think from a fan-friendly aspect, but also from a business standpoint. And I think this makes sense from a business perspective. Robert Guerrero is coming off of a loss to Floyd Mayweather. However, he garnered a little bit of attention. His pops was wilding. He was on All Access. He fought Floyd Mayweather, so he has some of the spotlight. People will know his name, more people than probably before. And Marcos Maidana is a new title holder. He beat the brakes off Adrian Broner. So it's an interesting fight to me. Stylistically, I like it. You got two warriors. You know what they're coming to bring. Robert Guerrero has a chin. Marcos Maidana has a chin. Robert Guerrero shows that he can box, he can bang, and he's overall tough. He has a chin. He showed that in the Berto fight. He moved up 2 weight classes after a long layoff dealing with cancer with his wife. Fought Selçuk Aydin, another power puncher, and even though he looked fatigued later in the rounds, he still convincingly won that fight. And I think he's looked better as his welterweight career is gone. Then you have Marcos Maidana. He has to fight somebody. He's pondered retirement. He's called out Mayweather. Who knows if Mayweather's fighting him or if Mayweather fights like a con. But this is a fight I would like to see. Again, Maidana's tough. Robert Guerrero's tough. And Maidana has to defend his title against someone. This fight was actually slated to take place, I think, in 2011. Guerrero had to pull out because he hurt his shoulder in training camp or something like that. It's still a fight I would like to see. I'd be anxious to see how Guerrero's chin holds up against the brute force of a fighter like Marcos Maidana. We know he could take a punch, and we've seen him take a punch, but Marcos Maidana has some momentum. And I would also want to see how he adjusts to Marcos Maidana. I don't think he would fight like Broner. I don't think he's just going to go toe-to-toe the whole time. But we also know Robert Guerrero has that grit and that rugged side to him, too. He roughed up Berto, made it a dogfight, made it an ugly fight. So this could be an all-out war and battle of attrition. Marcos Maidana has shown that he has stamina issues in the Amir Khan fight and the Adrian Broner fight. And that's not the type of fight you want to have with a warrior like a Robert Guerrero if you don't have the proper stamina. Guerrero just went 12 rounds with Mayweather, even though he was getting bested. So it could be interesting for a variety of different reasons. Again, this fight was already supposed to take place a couple years ago, and it didn't. Another thing, people are going to complain, like, why did you pick Guerrero? He's coming off a loss to Mayweather and immediately getting a title shot, plus he ducked Thurman. Thurman has been on a great pace with his career. They're not moving him along too fast. They're not moving him along too slow. And he's still not a household name. He's a great fighter. I take nothing away from him. But this is some of the business side talking. Keith Thurman is not a household name. And that's not, again, a diss to him. It's just realistic. He still has to work on his legacy and build his fan base up. A lot of people put a lot of stake in Adrian Broner. Now they think that he's exposed. So Keith Thurman could be the next superstar and fill that void that Broner left after he got his ass whooped by Marcos Maidana. But to do that, he has to be presented in front of a mainstream audience. And what better fighter to put him on that platform than a Victor Ortiz? Now, Victor Ortiz, whether you love him or hate him, you're going to say he's a quitter. That's fine. He brought that on himself. But you can't take away that Victor Ortiz, he's tough. As long as he doesn't mentally break down, he's going to give you rounds. I think it's a good test for Thurman. He's slowly been moving up, fighting better and better opposition. The Diego Chavez's and the Soto Caras, he's kind of hitting that crescendo. Ortiz, I would put him in terms of experience in the ring, his style, I would put them above Soto Caras or Diego Chavez, even though those are great fights for Thurman. So to me, it's still elevating Keith Thurman's competition. If he makes Ortiz quit, then we might see a new star born. Another thing, from a business perspective, Victor Ortiz is well known. He fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought Berto, so a lot of people know him from that. Tough fight and potential fight of the year candidate when he fought Josecito Lopez. Got his jaw broke. Long layoff. He was on some like award shows and Teen Choice Awards and shit like that. Then he came back to Dancing with Stars, so he attacked a different demographic from a business side. More people know Victor Ortiz's show if they watch that Dancing with the Stars shit. And then he's in the Stallone movie. So Victor Ortiz could help Keith Thurman's fan base. If Victor Ortiz looks good against Collazo in January, then this is really a fight I would want to see. And I like this particular order. Maidana and Guerrero. Guerrero skipped out on the Thurman fight. You can say he ducked him. He's coming off the biggest payday of his life against Mayweather. He's put in work in the different weight divisions, I guess you could say, and he's not anxious to go from a $3 million payday to a high risk opponent like Keith Thurman. So whether you call it ducking or not, it is what it is. Team Guerrero decided not to fight Thurman. Very high risk, low reward for them, and it's a bad style matchup. I think Guerrero matches up better with Maidana, but that's just my opinion. So I think Keith Thurman and Ortiz could be fireworks, and it would be a good test for both fighters. And Victor Ortiz he has this stigma about him where a lot of people think he's a quitter. If he can look good in the Collazo fight and then beat Thurman, I mean, that does wonders. He just added years to his career, or a year, or whatever length of time a boxer has, but he's just extended it. So if Victor Ortiz is really focused, comes back, handles business with Collazo, then fights Thurman, I mean, a lot of people will give him props if he doesn't quit and he has a good performance. So all around, I see this as a win for the fans. And from a business perspective, I think these fights make sense. Let me know what you guys think. Do you love them? Do you hate these matches? If so, why? Why not? Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.